Hey everyone, my name's Nancy and I am the Cozy Coastal Gamer, and I have a very special project to show you. This video has been 9 months in the making, and I am very proud that I am done, and I'm excited to share this with you. I rebuilt all of StrangerVille. I rebuilt on every lot that you can build on. I found out you cannot build on the secret lab, even with the enable free build cheat. So they won't let you build on the secret lab, but I build on all the other lots. So without further ado, let's get in the game and I can give you the grand tour. So how about we do left to right, top to bottom. First is the Riverside Grove Cat Cafe. And all of my small business slots I uploaded 3 times. Once as a shell. Well, actually 3 to 4 times. Once as a shell. Once as the small business venue. Then as a third as a community lot. That is the closest to the small business venue that you can get for what the small business was. And then fourth, if you could double dip the small business venue, I did that other venue as well. So that probably affected my download my download numbers, because I uploaded each build 3 to 4 times. So this is the Cat Cafe on Riverside Grove. My goal was to make it look like the shells around these shells, make it look like a fit in. So this is a shotgun house that is split in half. So it's like a shotgun duplex. I don't know why it's called a shotgun house. And the cafe is on the right, and the house is on the left, and then upstairs is all house. And then there's a little catio here for the cats, because it's a cat cafe. And this is a small business venue. The back, this was when I was still doing the Apocalypse Town style for my builds, and she was the cook. So my version of Tiny Town by Deligracy, I took it as where I was rebuilding the entire world with those townies, which then inspired my Dynamic Worlds challenge. I can give you a little clip here of that playlist. So there's a dumpster in the back. Every community lot needs a woohoo spot. That's my thing. So there's a little zen area back here, because this character was originally from Mount Komorebi. And she married the character, and her color was pink, because in Deligracy's Tiny Town Challenge, each character had a specific color. And then she married the flower arranging character, that her character was red. So, and there's a house. There's stuff for a kitty, because the flower arranging character, she liked cats. And their little nursery, and then 2 bathrooms, and then I put the zappy litter box in a room all in itself, so you don't have to see it. And then the cat, I thought it'd be fun to have a little zone just for the cat. And then the bedroom and the master bathroom. So this is the community upstairs bathroom. And then this is the master bath. And then the cafe There's the cafe. I built this right after Businesses and Hobbies came out. And no bathroom, kitchen for prepping the food. And then the catio. And more litter boxes. That is that build. And then like I said, this build is set up. So on these it says Millennial 2, but that's my PlayStation ID. So if you play on PlayStation and you look me up, you'll see Millennial 2 on the top. But my ID is Cozy Coastal Gamer. Okay, so this is the small business venue version. Okay, so then these two versions are a rec center where the house is and then a cafe on the other side. So they're the exact same build, just uploaded differently. So this is the rec center and then this is uploaded as a cafe. So then I changed the bar to the cafe from Get Together. I added a chess table. I added some games tables. I think I added the games tables. And then I changed the catio to like a little seating area. And then in here, I have the rec center. So I have the little kids area. Then I have the little kid. So I have the little kid area, followed by the kids area. So like the toddlers and infants, the children, and then a little seating area for like the parents, and then the bathroom, the little gym, bathrooms, and the creativity zone, and a little music area. Whoops. And then back here, I replaced the Zen spot with the toddler tunnels. And then I added a little mat, some yoga mats. The flower arranging tables are here. And there's the dumpster. And I added a little tent. Just I thought that would be fun, but you can also delete it if you don't like it. And that is that one. Doo-doo-doo. Moving on to the next build. Let's see, Carpophagous Corner lot. So this lot I did twice. I originally did it as a wedding venue, and then I did it as a cemetery to see how hard that would be. And you can see that video here. But this is the cemetery version. And it has everything you need for a funeral. I looked it up. And I wanted it to blend in with the surroundings. So I got the same flowers and the same kind of tree as like this one in the back and then this one over here. And then inside, I have the upstairs as like the reception area where you have like the food and the stuff. Then downstairs I have the funeral stuff and then the grave sites in the back. And I have flower pots around because that's one of the activities you can do for a funeral is plant something. But then you can also place this lot as a wedding venue. Now, it's not like the other one where it was a rec center and a cafe and you can place it either or. This one is specific for a wedding venue and the other is specific for a cemetery. For this one, it's pretty much the same. The upstairs is the same. All I did was change colors of items. And then the downstairs, instead of the funeral stuff, I have the wedding arch. And everything's white. So I did everything white. And then for the cemetery, I changed everything to black because that seemed to make sense. And then I have the wishing well. I have a blanket. And then you can also do outdoor weddings with the shark pond in the back no shark in it, just decorative. Then a seating area outside and an outdoor kitchen. So wedding venues, you can hire a caterer. This way you have a caterer section. And that is the chapel. The next one is Slip 42. So this one I did so you can set it as 3 different types of lots. 4 technically. You can do a residential, you can do a vacation rental, you can do a national park or a park. So this one I really wanted to blend in. Well, okay, all my lots I wanted to blend in. You see these like white picket fence little lawns? I had that here. And then I thought the lot was too big compared to the other lots. So I split it up. And this is where I had the idea to make it into multiple types of lots. So we have the house, which is the trailer, which is this half. And then we have a community space for this half. So I thought if this was like a little trailer park, it would make sense to have a little community space, a community lot. This is the house. And it's really simple. I wanted it set up like a realistic trailer. So the hide-a-bed, and then the bunk beds, and then this bench seating. I actually based this off a trailer that I had, well, not I had, my family had growing up. So the ugly bench that turns into a bed, although you can't do that in The Sims. And then we have bunk beds and a hide-a-bed. But if you wanted to change this for different type, like you don't have a family, you can easily slot in a desk and a chair, move the laptop, and there you go. Then you have another option. Or you could add another, instead of a toddler bed, you can add another single bed. You know, you can alter little things in this little nook to make it more for what you need. And then you can place this as a national park. And it's got everything you need for a national park. In my playtesting, I had this as a park. And you can put it as a park. But the beds and everything, it got crowded. It got a little crowded as a park. So that's why I added the last few things, or the things you needed for a national park. National parks have less people that spawn in them, so you can do this either way. Where's vacation rental? Go back to vacation rental. There we go. And then also, because all of this is outdoors, you could leave it as a vacation rental, but say you wanted to do like go somewhere with your family. All of this is outdoors, all the parky stuff. So you could have like a little play date or something. And you could also place this as a tiny home. So it's 49 tiles. It's not 42 tiles because it's Slip 42. It's 49 tiles because I wanted as many tiles as I could on this trailer bed. And then this lot was my first build ever. And it's a 50 by 50 lot. I was a little ambitious. I hadn't built in The Sims before. I usually downloaded lots. So I took on a daunting task of this park. And I am very proud of it. So there's a lot of activities. There's a little kids area. There's a barbecue and chess area. And then a little seating area to look at the decorative landscaping. and horseshoes, little woohoo blanket, and then a woohoo bush, and then the bathrooms, and a woohoo closet. It's a pretty simple build, but it was a lot. It was a lot. Oh, and a bonfire. It was a lot of work. These little debug meat packets. I had to place every single one manually, but I think it looks cool. I think it was just that little bit to get it looking nice. And this was before I knew how to do debug. So all of these debug items I got from the gallery. Thank you, gallery people who upload stuff. StrangerVille Information Center. Oh, this one took me a bit. It was challenging for me to get it to look like what was in my head. I wanted it to be inspired by Back to the Future, the Back to the Future City Hall. So I added a little seating area with a statue as if that's the founder. I added the clock, the infamous clock. And in the back, I had a little toddler playgroundy thing with benches for the parents. And then I had a swing set, some chess tables. And then on the bottom floor, a little reception desk, some bathrooms on the sides, and then the actual bookcases, and then some decorations on the walls, a little seating area, and then upstairs there's a kids area, there's an infant area, and a kids tent. And then another seating area. So a little computer area. This person looks like they've been working on their secret paperwork. This person's doing some notes and some writing. Yeah, I like how it turned out. I actually really like how it turned out. There's a little sign-in book. This person's got a bunch of paperwork. Look at all those stacks of boxes. So much paperwork. That's my life. I work in admin, so lots of paperwork. Oh yeah. Woohoo closet. Every lot needs a woohoo lot. That is the library. Lastly, in the town area is the bar. Again, I tried to make it fit in the world. So all of these buildings, I try to base it off these buildings right here. These three. 1, 2, 3. So that is it. Dumpster. Woohoo spot. This one on the gallery is called the April Saloon because it's got cheeky little woohoo rooms upstairs. I was imagining like movies like Maverick or something, or like The Three Amigos, where you go into a saloon and it's got a loft that has woohoo rooms above, the bar on the bottom. That's what I was going for. So we have this lot. First off, looks like that on the outside. Then when you go inside, on the left, we have the bar. And there is a music area and a stage here. And then we have like a little book nook cafe thing on the right. So you can hire someone to attend this bar if you want. So I was thinking like, hypothetically, if someone stayed the night in the woohoo rooms, then they would come down and they could have a coffee and a pastry. And then there's also a little kitchen here. I was thinking like it's the kitchen. It's Words are hard. It's the kitchen for the bar and the cafe, and it also means you can hire someone if you're doing an event here, like a party or something. So that is the bar. Oh yeah, and there's darts. There's darts and a violin and a guitar on the stage and a piano. Cafe, foosball, woohoo beds, another bathroom. There's a shower, so you can shower after your cheeky little woohoo. And then I was thinking like the little break room that these staff have created to be outside, and then a little woohoo spot. Dumpster. I wanted this lot to also be like if you were doing like a rags to riches in StrangerVille, you have everything you need. You have a shower, you have a kitchen, you have beds. Is that everything? There's computers so you can do fun. There's games you can do fun. I think every need you have in game can be covered with this lot. So I was really focusing on a rags to riches. Moving on to this is where I really stretched my building skills. For one, I had to learn debug without using the gallery. That was fun. It's different than PC players. If you want my tutorial on how to do that, you can check it out here. Second, I had to match my vision of all these lots. I had to get a new vision. So my vision for the top was every house was a earthship. And there are earthships on the gallery, but they don't match the world. And I wanted every lot to blend in with the world. So I had to build it all from scratch. And that's what started all of this journey. Was after I built my first house and I realized that the earthships in game weren't what I was envisioning. I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna upload my builds then to the gallery. So that's when I started uploading my builds to the gallery, because I thought maybe other people felt the same. So this was my second attempt for Cliffside Crest. And in the gallery, so this lot has two versions in the gallery. So the first version was the flower arranging character. I didn't like it as much. And this was when I was still trying to do tiny homes. Like I was doing Deligracy's tiny town. So I was like, what if I did all tiny homes? And I scratched that. Because I was like, well, what if I'm just building a lot? So I'll just build their house. And I liked the outside of this house, but I didn't know how to do the inside of the house very well. I'd never built a house before. So like I said, every lot has a shell version and a furnished version. The first attempt of this house was like so. And this was when I learned how to do debug. So all these rocks I got via debug. And all the plants. And that was my first attempt. And I downloaded the unfurnished version. Loading takes a long time. There's a little seating area here. And then there's a little fire pit. This was when I started experimenting with terrain as well. This was my first attempt ever at terrain. Oh, it was, I was ambitious. That's for sure. I was ambitious. And then this one I wanted to look more like a traditional earthship. So I have the plants outside in front of the little greenhousey area. And then I have an entranceway and the little kitchen, living room, bedroom, bathroom. It's a small house. But I like the landscape. So I feel like if I went to do this again, I would delete the house, keep all the landscaping, and then do a rags to riches style. But I did another attempt. And that is this one. Which one is... Okay. So then second attempt at this lot, because I wasn't 100% happy with the first attempt. I liked it a lot better. There's a little zen area. This was after I built the Riverside Grove cafe where I had the little zen area in the back. And I was experimenting to see what to put in these little circles. And I thought, what if you put a cactus there and then the StrangerVille colored rocks from the Riviera Retreat kit? And that worked out really well. I think it looks really good. And the little seating area, a picnic blanket. I really wanted to have curves in this build. So I have the curved glass roofs, or domes, and then I got the curved sides, or these curved roofs. So each build for the Earthships, I wanted to experiment with one more thing. And this one was roofing. And then we have the greenhouse area. And then a little painter's nook, because one of the characters that I had was a painter. Then the living room, games table, the kitchen, the bathroom, a little desk nook, and the bedroom. I found I used this painting, or paintings, or not painting, wall decal, like this a lot in builds where it's covered and you can't have a window. So it's like the illusion of having a window. I thought that looked really nice. And then if you want, you could add like a staircase here, or even here, to have a basement downstairs. I tried to make every lot expandable if you wanted to add a basement. And that's what it looks like. Blend it in. Moving on. This next one was one I also uploaded 3 times. Well, all of my houses I upload twice, shell and furnished. But this one I uploaded 3 times. Shell, small business / furnished, and spa, because the small business was a yoga studio. So this, I experimented with having a business that was a tiny home, 64 tiles max. So the business was outside. So the house is tiny home, 64 tiles, and then the business is all outside. That was my goal. So the house is inside, and it's a simple house. I mean, it's a tiny home. There's a bed and a little writing nook. There's a living room, a little entryway. Before we had the mudroom kit, a little kitchen, and a tiny bathroom. It's a tiny home. And then this up here is all open for items that you can put to overlook all of this beautiful terrain. And then underneath is the yoga studio. And there's a bathroom and the entrance and then meditation stools and a pond. I really like this build, and I think it turned out pretty good. I think now that I am more experienced in building, I could do better. And let me know in the comments if you want me to renovate the spa. So I also did this as a spa. And especially with the new pack coming out, the Adventure Awaits pack, they're having in-ground hot tubs. I feel like that would be better. Because right now I have the onsen hot spring. And I feel like if it was a hot tub, it would be better. Although there's a hot tub up here. I don't know. I feel like I could do better. I don't know. Maybe I could try. So we have the bar, a little seating area to outlook this beautiful landscape, a hot tub, and then the inside we have the manicure pedicure chairs, a little waiting room, the sauna, and a little massage, another little waiting room, same yoga setup, yoga and meditation setup, so you can do classes. And then we have the meditation stools around the hot spring. Little bathroom and showers, the little lockers, and then a bathtub over here, so you can have a bath outdoors. That is my spa that I built. I guess it kind of works, the hot spring, because these rocks look like these rocks, so I guess it kind of works. Maybe I'm just too hard on myself. So that is the spa. And then we have StrangerVille Overlook. This one I built on twice. And the reason I built on it twice is because Lil Simsy had a May shell challenge. And I did that first. So that was a cemetery that I did. So yes, I did 2 cemeteries for StrangerVille. This was the first cemetery I built for StrangerVille. It was her May shell challenge that she did for the St. Jude's fundraiser week, year, month, not week, month. And this is what I came up with. So in this area, there's a freshly dug grave that they're gonna put this coffin in. And there's multiple woohoo spots because this is a woohoo spot, the coffin's a woohoo spot, all these coffins are woohoo spots, and that's it. There's some planters in the back, there's a banquet table, there's a pipe organ, tables, the little memorial, a non-woohoo coffin. This is for the funeral, the podium, bathroom with a duplicate bathroom. So I was thinking like this top is all the different coffins, so that this was where you buy the coffin, and then this is the little office of the person that works here. And that is the cemetery that I did. But looking around at all my other lots, it just didn't seem like it fit in. But if you do the default lots where it's more like Victorian, I feel like this would fit in. But that's not my style. So I redid it. And that's why I did the cemetery in the town below, replacing the chapel. And so I rebuilt it as an Earthship house so that all of the houses are in the top on the hill, and then all of the town stuff is in town. So I did a speed build on this one. You can see speed build here. But I will give you a quick tour if you want. So we have the overlook here to overlook the town way over there. That's why there's a telescope. And then there is a swimmable pool and a pond. So that's why I have geothermal. So the geothermal lot trait makes it so that your Sims won't freeze in the pool in the wintertime when it's freezing cold. So I put that on there. And then we have the greenhouse, a little entryway, followed by another entryway, the mudroom where you take off your shoes. Then we have another little painter's corner, little seating area, another bathroom, yoga mat, dining room, kitchen, and the greenhouse, and a chess table, and a dartboard. And then all these windows to look out the back. And then downstairs, we have the master bedroom, the master bath, the guest room, and I put this blanket underneath the hide-a-bed, and then the bed still works. The blanket doesn't work, but the bed still works. Same with the master bedroom. There is a laptop in this room. Then we have the little crafty zen room, and then the secret listening station and workout room. The living room. Oh yeah, and that's the secret door to the secret room. And a bathroom, and a bar, and a little record player. And then a little outdoor open basement. So we have a fire pit, a little seating area to watch your Sims swim around or just enjoy the pond / swimmable pond, aka pool. A little barbecue. And then I linked these fireplaces to be stacking on top with a chimney right above it. So it all lines up. And this is also downloadable via shell version and furnished. And I left space so you could have solar panels and stuff if you want. 2 more, then we're done. Dreamweaver's Earthship. This one took a while because it's curved. It's all curves. Not all, but it's a lot of curved walls. And curved walls are hard. Curved walls are hard. So again, I did my best to make it blend in. I matched this part of the landscaping with this over here. And then I matched this to match this here. And then I tried to get this look like it blended in. And then these plants I found in Debug and I placed them here. Right there. So then when you walk inside, here's the trash can, mailbox. So when you walk inside, there's the dining table, and then a little entryway, and then the living room is around the fireplace, and then the TV is in the fireplace. So you're going to need move objects on when you place the lot, because this TV wouldn't be able to go in there otherwise. And then a kitchen, and then the greenhousey area. I wanted it to look more fancy, for lack of a better word. And then in a bathroom, there's a dresser here because you can't fit a dresser in the bedrooms. I tried. So there's a dresser there. And this one, there's actually a downstairs as well. There's a basement as well. And there's a little nectar making station, and you can expand all of this via the basement. So you can expand. I set that up for you. And I wanted to do the nectar because I found this in one of the clutter things. And I was like, oh, what if they're into making nectar, making their own nectar? And then upstairs, I have a little desk nook, bedroom, and a kid's room. But you can delete the furniture in the kids' room and make it whatever room you want. A little flex room. And then in the back, I have a grill and a table. Because I wanted... Oh, and I also did terrain paint for a little path for all the walkable spots to make it look like people have walked there. Imagine that. And this was the first build I did with the glass walls after the new update with glass walls. I also lined up the chimney, so it makes sense. And yeah, I like how that one turned out too. I like that it's curvy and it's not your usual build. And then last one. And this is the one that I just finished. This one, when I was building it, I was thinking about the paranoid trait. So when you look at the paranoid trait for the StrangerVille pack, it says they're more comfortable in basements. So I tried to get as much living space as I could in the basement. So this one, I don't have anything in the back. I just have hill. So there's no really, the only usable space is in the front for if you wanted to place something outside. And then in this one, the little greenhouse area with a little seating area. And then I have the let me get in there. I have the vertical planters. I have a picnic table as their dining room table, and then the kitchen, and I got these. If you watched my speed build for my StrangerVille Overlook, these are the windows I was talking about. I spent an hour trying to find these, and I found out you had to do medium wall height. My build was not medium wall height, so this one I made medium wall height just so I can make those. I could place those. I have a woohoo closet because it just seemed to make sense to have that kind of closet there. Then a bathroom, and then I liked that these lights fit perfectly. They're from the fitness stuff pack in between these slats. A little reading area next to a fireplace. And then this is where things get crazy. This is the biggest house I've done. So we have the living room here. Living room, desk, activity room, all in one. If you want to extend the house, you can delete these bookcases and add a door. And then extend it, etc., etc. So I tried to make it so that you could extend the house if you wanted. It is a big house, so you might not need to, but there it is. I put that in the description too. And this one I wanted for a family. So this is the master bedroom with the master bath with a bathtub and shower. And then I wanted an infant room and then a toddler and kids room. I also have the parenthood board and then a bathroom that's more kids inspired. also, there is a GameCube thingy. For my basement builds, I like to do like decals like this to make it, again, like I said, like look more like a window. So I tried to do that here with these decals and this picture and the TV. And the wall. So each room has a feature wall in this basement. We have the creepy trees, creepy foggy trees. My husband liked them. I mean, I like them, but they're creepy. They're creepy foggy trees. And then the kids' room has the Enchanted by Nature wall, and then the Storybook Nursery wall. And then here we have the Love Struck flowers. So each room in this one had a feature wall. That is the last build. Also, I like, just a random thing, I like to paint my walls of my basements black so you don't see stark white when like on the edges here. You don't see all white drywall. And then also if you add, for instance, this one, clean slate wallpaper. Clean slate wallpaper. Where are you? There you are. This one, you also get eco footprint green. So that is my tip. I only discovered that there was a black green eco footprint one on this build. So all my other builds, they have a black wall, but they're not eco footprint green. So that's my fun tip for bumping up your eco footprint if you want. So that's that. That's all the builds. So that is it for my tour of my version of StrangerVille. If you have a favorite, let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite. My favorite of the they're all my babies. This took 9 months, so I literally feel like I gave birth to another StrangerVille. And it was a lot of love and work and planning, and I really am happy with how it turned out. And my favorite, I like them all. I like them all, and it's really hard for me to find a favorite. If you liked this video, give it a like and maybe subscribe if you want to see more content. Halloween's coming up soon, so I have some videos planned for that as well. Anyway, that is the end of this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. All right, bye. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, give it a like, comment, and subscribe.